Damion, it was a crazy week last week. The games that were supposed to happen didn't happen, but you hastily arranged another game replacement with Whitman. That one didn't go as planned, a little rust showing for our squad. Uh, Take us back through that whole experience of, having to deal with the postponements and not knowing what was going to happen, and then the game on Saturday at Whitman.
More Groundhog's Day from the last year, I'd say. Even before that, we had the game against River Falls that was canceled. So we had already come back from the holiday and had prepared for a few days for River Falls. Then that gets canceled, so we turn our attention to next week's conference opponents, which were supposed to be Pacific and Linfield, and work to prep towards that. And then both of those things get postponed. And when we were kind of in the midst of that, myself and the Whitman coach talked about, well, hey, if they both get postponed, perhaps we can move our game ahead because, their players are sitting on campus and, ready to play as well. So I was really, happy that both our administrations supported that so that we could try and stay ahead of things and at least get in games when we're able to. But then we both us and Whitman had a short prep, to play each other on, 2 days later or whatever. Fortunately, we both played already back in December. But, they got the best of us. We didn't play a great game. There was definitely some rust there, some changes personnel-wise, and it'd been 20 days since really either team had played. And it definitely showed for our squad, which was unfortunate. I think we were all disappointed with our performance, but credit to them for playing a good game and getting the best of us. And I'm pretty confident, though, that it's really hard to go through a season unscathed, and the lessons that we learned on this Saturday's loss are going to be really helpful for us going forward.
You are going to be moving forward, but you're going to be moving forward without a key piece in Jordan Lester.
Yep.
Another knee injury,
Yep.
and I think it's safe to say officially his career as a Pirate is over at this point. Just talk about what he meant and what the loss, his absence on the court means.
Yeah, it's hard to put into words without being emotional just for him and all of the adversity that he's gone through his career and all that he's given to the program and his desire to be able to be out on the court. So first and foremost, you just feel for a player that has to suffer that many rounds of adversity. But I really think God's plan often is disruptive, and it's not what we necessarily understand. And Jordan's a great person, and is going to grow from this, and is going to get through it. And he's going to be such a productive person in our community, and a great father and husband, and all the most important things. So even though it's a disappointment for him, I know he's going to be just fine in his life, and so. But we pray for him to get through. The emotion of having your season come to an end sooner than you had wanted. And for our team, obviously, there are huge ramifications. He's such a great contributor and leader and confidence giver. And so there are a lot of things that as a team you kind of have to rebalance when you take out a component like that. So that certainly played a big part in how our team performed on Saturday. First game without him, in kind of a short note, really only a few days without him before that. So we definitely felt that. But I think our guys have been through this before, unfortunately, and I've been through it before as a coach, and so we've got a lot of really talented guys that all still care about our program and live by our values, and we're going to be able to readjust, and it'll just take a little bit of time to kind of find those solutions, but I know that our guys are locked into doing that.
The next step, we're home again, assuming everything goes as scheduled, this weekend against Puget Sound and Pacific Lutheran.
Yeah.
Give us a quick look at what those two teams will bring on Friday and Saturday.
It's going to be a tough weekend. you know, like you said, assuming those games happen, and in today's you know, climate, obviously, you just don't know. You just don't know. So fingers crossed that that we're able to get to every game that's on our schedule. But you know, we start out. We have UPS, and you know, UPS has got some really great personnel. They have a really great low post player in Cal Hansen, and then Paul Johnson's been putting up some really good numbers on the perimeter. So I think they have some real threats. They're a pretty physical team, have some good front court players. So I feel like that will definitely be a physical battle. And then PLU the next night, which is they're playing extremely well. They had didn't come up with wins at the D3 Hoops Classic, but they played two top 25 opponents to very, very close games, and they also didn't have their best player playing. So Cal Hansen, or excuse me, Seth Hall is you know, an all-conference performer in anyone's eyes, and really dynamic guard. And they play really tough defense. They play together on the offensive side, so they definitely put a lot of pressure on you. And I think, especially, they're good at taking away teams' advantages because they really do take a lot of pride on the defensive end. So both of them are going to be a challenge, and you know, but we're excited for it.